Welcome all you depraved Horror Bites fans to our monthly update on what's hot and happening on the Horror Channel. This month, Doug Bradley ditches those famous pins.
Jesus. Rachel.
We go retro with an 80s cult classic and a dangerous game that digs deep into the darkest recesses of your mind unfolds.
It's my island, my rules.
Get off my island!
First up, we have the UK TV premiere of Umbridge the First Vampire, starring Horror Channel favourite Pinhead himself, Doug Bradley. And I'm delighted to be joined now by both the director of the film, Drew Cunningham, and lead vampire actor, Johnny Hearn. Guys, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us today. Firstly, Umbridge is a multi-layered story. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, I see it as it's the coming together of two very different worlds, one of which is the sort of classic staple of horror films, you know, sort of dysfunctional family, headed by Doug Bradley, you know, with the sort of moody stepdaughter, you know, typical country scenario, that kind of nice staple. And then on the other hand, you've got this sort of this clash, this revenge story between two supernatural forces. And the sort of common ground between these two is the daughter in this dysfunctional family, Rachel, and it's kind of her story in a sense.
Johnny, can you tell us a bit more about your character, Phelan?
He's just a character who's, on one hand, he's very confident, very strong, very powerful because he is a vampire. He can do whatever he wants.
Don't be under any misapprehension, Rachel. You should be very afraid of me.
You think it's really cool on the surface, but actually, when you get underneath him, he's actually quite a sad character.
Isn't that what every ungrateful child wants, Rachel? To kill their parents?
What led you to cast Doug Bradley, and what was he like to work with?
It was an obvious choice, absolutely obvious, and he was a dream to work with.
And the fact that, you know, somebody of his sort of status would come along and just pitch in with everybody else, it just meant that nobody else had any reason to complain, because if the star of the film wasn't complaining, then you couldn't justify anybody else moaning about it. And so it kind of inspired everybody else just to get on with it, and it needed that.
No one gets left behind.
Come on! Jacob, help! I'm in the van!
Well, guys, thanks very much for laying your film bare for us here on the Horror Channel. You can catch the UK TV premiere of Umbridge the First Vampire only on Horror. Don't miss it. Anyone who grew up in the 80s may remember sneaking into the back room of their local video store to sniff out the video nasties. I know I did. Well, this next premiere is one such film. Get ready for The Deadly Spawn. Clearly a high-camp comedy, the film does not shy away from gore by the bucket load, as the Deadly Spawn munch on anything and anyone that gets in the way. The Deadly Spawn, the perfect popcorn movie, premieres on Horror this month. When I first heard this next movie title, I thought, oh, just another run-of-the-mill zombie flick. But no, Army of the Dead does indeed feature an army, and they are very dead, but this is a legion of skeletons. Army of the Dead has its UK TV premiere right here on Horror. Up next comes a film of the found footage variety. Picking up rave reviews online, Skew is an indie gem that sees three friends go on a road trip, a jaunt that starts to go horribly wrong, and all is caught on video.
Stop the car! Stop the car!
What's going on, Simon?
This camera, it shows me things. It sees things, people's faces. They begin to go all fuzzy
And then what?
they die.
With a killer twist, Skew is one clever film you don't want to miss, and premieres on Horror this month. Our next premiere will have you panting with terror. Get ready to roll over and play dead for Zoltan, Hound of Dracula. I've heard of dog owners going to town when it comes to their doggy baskets, but this is ridiculous. Zoltan, Hound of Dracula will have you drooling with pleasure when it premieres on the channel this month. Now it's time for a deadly game, one that brings out the very worst in you. Get ready to step into the black waters of Echo's Pond. Starring Terminator 2's Robert Patrick and Scream Queen Danielle Harris turning tricks here as a girl with a very lusty secret indeed.
Yeah, we get it. It's like Monopoly. You roll the dice and move a space. Let's play.
Stop it, you're scaring me.
Time to roll the dice and play the game where anything goes as The Black Waters of Echoes Pond premieres on Horror in June.
So tell me why you did it.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, our regular Horror Channel feature Director's Night returns on the 28th of June when Reg Travis, director of Psychosis, selects 3 of his favourite fright flicks: Backwoods, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and the classic Twins of Evil.
Hi, I'm Reg Travis. Coming soon on the Horror Channel, my Director's Night.
And thanks to all of you lovely people who attended our fabulous first ever Horror Club Night. It was so good to see so many of you there. Watch out for more events, competitions, news, full listings and more on the Horror Channel website, Twitter and Facebook. So that's just some of the highlights coming your way in June on Horror. Stay tuned for a thrill and spillage-packed month and I will see you next time.